Okay, some new settings in the user control. We go to user settings, and we have 4 users listed here. We'll just add another one. So we're going to add, we'll go with David. First name David. Okay, here's a new field. We must include an email address. So we'll put in David Jones. So if the David Jones does not have an email address, if you just put in an email address with his name on it and just put a URL that even if you don't have one for it. So in this case, I'm just going to go at Spire, and then I'll go .vv, which doesn't exist. What it's used for is to be password retrieval, or what will be used for is password retrieval, and to give a unique identifier to each of the users for some future multi-company settings that we're putting in. So we do have to have this email address. It's best if it's a valid email address, but does not have to be. Okay, so we'll just put in a password. We do have a password checking system now to let you know you've got a good solid password. So it'll turn to a greener, fully green color if it's a best password. But you are not at this point making you put in a green password. So you can just put in the characters that you want to at this point. But we'll just let you know that it is weak. Okay. And then you can save it. So now we've got our 5 users, and if we looked at our licensing, we'd see we have a 5-user system. So if we go ahead and try to add another user, and then we go save it, it'll pop up that you exceed the number of allowable licenses. So the good news is we do allow you to control that yourself. So if you want to just go into Barry here, and if Barry is no longer using it, you can just deactivate Barry and then go ahead on Al and save it. And then we get the 5 active users here. So at any time later that you want to switch them up, you simply have to go unactivate this one and reactivate this one and save. And same thing as before, if you try to activate a 6th one, it will not allow you to do that. When you first convert to 2.8, of course, none of the users will have email addresses in them, but you don't need to have them in there ahead of time. Anytime you go into edit one of the users and make any user setting changes at all, like you're just going to add an additional setting in for them, then when you save them, you're going to have this email address in here before you can save it again. But previous to that, we don't force you to put that in, and like I said, until such time as you make an edit to that user.